Hi everyone, I'm Ghoster Queen and I am so excited to introduce you all to my brand new channel. I am a gamer girl who tends to play different kinds of games, so if you have any suggestions, please let me know in the comments. Today I will be playing some Balloon Tower Defense 6 for you all, and I hope you enjoy. So, in today's episode, we are going to go ahead and get through all the difficulties and try to black border Streambed. Ignoring standard and primary only, as I've already done those before. So, to start off, I think we will go ahead and do... I feel like this is a pretty good one. Deflation isn't a terribly difficult game mode. Biggest things to really worry about are some decent mob popping power, which is why we are going to go for sticky bombs on strong, and then some general balloon popping power with Druid of the Jungle. Being that we still have so much left over, we will absolutely grab our hero Etienne, who will at level 8 provide camo detection to everybody, which will be nice for our Druid friend here. On top of that, I think we will then also grab a top path glue gunner, as they are another really strong option for just general balloons. We will go ahead and start the rounds here because we should be good from here. And I don't really think we need much of anything, so let's just grab a jungle drums, and Groblocker, because why not? I could have gotten Heart of Thunder, but I honestly don't really think we need it. Round 60 isn't a terribly difficult round to get to, especially given the amount of money that we start off with. So I will probably end up cutting most of this out, as Deflation can be a pretty long and drawn-out game mode, since it's mostly just you kind of sitting here. So as you can see, our strategy is doing fairly well against the balloons currently. Already around 37, and not really much of an issue has been caused. Looks like in just 2 more levels, Etienne will be able to give everybody camo detection, which will be super nice for our glue gunner and also our druid here. And looks like here we have the first round Moab, and as you can see, thanks to our good old Master Bomber, that was an sticky bomb rather, that was an absolute piece of cake. I think we will probably cut back in closer to round 50 when more Moabs show up, and it looks like Etienne just got his level 8 ability, granting global camo detection, which is absolutely fantastic. Alright, so we are here on round 49, just before round 50. And just so you all know, obviously, completely black bordering or even red bordering a map can be a very lengthy process. So it is highly likely that I will be cutting out different parts of this video if I feel like something is kind of drawing on too long, that kind of stuff. But I will try to leave in as many of the juicy bits as possible for you, for all of your enjoyment. And as you can see, even when multiple mobs are sent, nothing gets past Sticky Bomb. So, first win. So we will go ahead and pop straight back in, where this time this will be an actual more interactive game. I think the best thing to go for right now would be a nice tack shooter, and thanks to this spot right here, he should be quite effective. It's going to give him more tacks and even more tacks and faster shooting, and he should absolutely demolish at least these couple of early rounds. I suppose since they are free, we can go ahead and get our glue gunner to just kind of help him out. We'll put him on strong so that we can help guarantee that he actually hits the things, hits some of those faster balloons, and then we will also grab our even faster shooting. I think next up, we're going to go ahead and save up for a hero Etienne here, so that we can get that global camo detection as soon as possible. And then from there, I think we can start working on some other towers. So here we go. We can go ahead and get Etienne down. Let's put him right here. That way we can cover that little bit of the end there if needed. And thanks to Monkey Knowledge, he already starts at level 3, which is phenomenal. Another thing, I think the next thing we will work on is getting ourselves a Wizard Monkey up. And the reason we're going to go for the Wizard Monkey is that we can get this nice ability Shimmer here, which is just a straight decamo, making us not have to worry about camo balloons. Okay, we are back on round 15, at least partway through round 15. I did go ahead and get the Monkey Sense and Fireball upgrade, just getting us a bit closer to that good old Shimmer ability. Now, of course, camo balloons don't actually come in until round, I think, 24, and then I believe 28 is lead. However, it is never too early to focus on some good old camo detection. Hence why I have gone ahead and done it now. And the nice thing about doing this crosspath for the Necromancer is that Wall of Fire, even though it did get nerfed somewhat recently, it is still a really good option for just popping some general basic balloons. Another thing we can go ahead and do is start working on getting our tack sprayer. And as you can see, we're already on 27, and we didn't even have to worry about that first camo balloon. Now, of course, the first camo balloon is only a camo green, which is not very powerful. And here come our leads on round 28. As you can see, an absolute breeze. Now, I am not particularly fantastic at this game compared to many other people, but I am fairly decent, and of course this is only an intermediate map, so with only one entrance, one exit, and being a fairly long map that loops around towards itself quite a bit, it's not the most difficult of maps, but it certainly can be a bit, not difficult per se, but can get the best of you if you aren't paying attention. So another thing we should go ahead and grab is get us an Alchemist. Let's actually put him up here, that way he doesn't apply any of his facts to anybody else. And what we're doing is we're going to give him Acidic Mixture Dip, there we go, that allows any monkeys that he throws potions to the ability to pop leads and do extra damage to ceramics and Moabs. And then also the Berserker Brew, giving them extra, I think, +1 damage, as well as some extra range and attack speed, which is obviously super nice. And since our attack sprayer already shoots out a ton of projectiles incredibly quickly, he will use all of these effects to great effect. We will go ahead and get Perishing Potions, that way these effects just last longer. Since he attacks so quickly, he does lose them fairly fast. So the ability to have them be active a bit longer is certainly nice. Next thing I think we will go ahead and do is get our Necromancer for the unpopped army. And we will actually move it up to there. Actually, we will move it back because he's popping things too early. So in case you're not aware, the Necromancer Wizard, the way he works is that he has this pool of he has a pool of dead balloons, effectively, called his graveyard. And with his graveyard, every balloon that is popped within his radius, actually I think it's slightly larger than his radius, but essentially every balloon that is popped within his radius will get added to his graveyard. And with this graveyard, he is able to summon his own zombie balloons, which can deal damage to balloons that they run into, which is super nice. This is kind of another reason why you go with the Wall of Fire, or at least why I typically go with the Wall of Fire, because it gives the Necromancer a nice tool to gain some extra pops that is guaranteed to be within his radius. So with our 12,000 gold, I just realized we have Etienne, so we didn't even really need the decamo option. However, I do just really like the Necromancer and the Prince of Darkness as towers, and so I tend to use them a lot. Let's see here. And I'm also trying to use some new towers. I might even change up our hero for the next round. Well, we'll see. So, obviously, since we're only going to around 60, farms aren't really a super important thing. And so I don't tend to worry about that all that much. Of course, I think since we have such a good pool of money, we will go ahead and get us some deadly spikes out of our spike factory. Which, if you're not sure, Spike Factory, as you can see, throws spikes onto the ground. We will go ahead and go the faster production route because just like with our attack shooter up here, we are going to go ahead and give a Berserker Brew, and then I don't really think crosspath matters for, yeah, actually I don't even think he really needs crosspath. So, and what deadly spikes, so normally whenever a spike factory throws spikes onto the track, they will disappear, but the nice thing about bottom path is it helps keep them around for a little longer. That way you can build up a little reserve of spikes to deal damage. Now we will go ahead and get our first T5, the Tack Zone. Fantastic popping power, fantastic attack speed, just a really good all-around DPS of a tower. Next thing I think we're going to go for is actually middle path glue. And the reason why is because Glue Strike increases the amount of damage balloons take when they are glued using this ability, which whenever you use it, it will glue all balloons on screen. And then we will go ahead and go the corrosive glue route. That way it also can start dealing damage to balloons, because glue does not actually do that. And when paired with the glue strike, it is quite nice because of that extra damage that it gets. I think it's only +1, but instead of popping one layer per round, it pops 2. And as you can see, we didn't really need it because of the FB versus attack zone on its own. I don't actually think can survive. So, but that was medium done. Super quick, super easy. I think we're going to go ahead and do military only. Military is probably actually one of my favorite categories, and it looks like I forgot to change my hero. So, oopsie. However, it's still not that big of a deal because the nice thing about having Etienne is most cross paths, such as like the Heli Pilot, if you're going bottom path, the better cross path would actually be top path, which means you would not be able to get that camo balloon upgrade. However, because of Etienne, we don't have to worry about getting camo detection. Of course, we could also just use our sub. However, the pool of water is pretty far in the back, and so balloons would have to get through much for the track before the sub can actually decamo anything. And of course, honestly, the mortar could also, but I don't tend to like decamo mortars. So I think we will go ahead and start off with a Dartling Gunner. Because he will be a nice all-around DPS who can shoot globally, as you can see. And will give us plenty of time to start saving up for Etienne. As you can see, he's not completely infallible without, as a base Dartling Gunner. However, he did the job that we needed him to do, which was allow us to go and get Etienne. Yeah, it looks like we should be able to very easily be able to save up for hydrocopods. So I think that is actually what I'm going to do. And for those wondering why I went ahead and did the focused firing crosspath, not only, I mean, I'm sure you saw whenever I first placed him down. Oh, let's go ahead and use Etienne's ability. Yeah, quite a few balloons did end up leaking through, but uh-oh. Okay, mild panic time. So we don't have enough for that. Let's go ahead and drop mortar, I guess. No, cat. Oh god. Cat, what are you doing? She is trying to walk across my keyboard. Okay, cat, come here. What are you doing? Go to the other side. Okay. Okay, with the cat crisis averted and the leads dealt with, let's go ahead and retarget the mortar to right there. So, of course, mortars are immune to... Oh, okay. Mortar is not accurate enough. There we go.
Eyes on that exit.
Let's see if we can... If I sold... Yes. So let's go ahead and sell our mortar and get our hydro-rocket-pods. And now we no longer have to worry about any more lead balloons because the hydro-rocket-pods deal damage to all balloon types. So we'll go ahead and grab laser shock as well as an ace. We looked at the ace right here, I think. Yeah, perfect. This one we'll go ahead and do a bomber ace. Even though I don't really think we need it, I do just enjoy the bomber ace, and this is a really good spot for them. But so certain balloons have certain resistances. For example, black balloons cannot be popped by explosion. Lead balloons cannot be popped by anything but, or cannot be popped by like sharp. Don't know why I got lots more darts, but that's okay. Cannot be popped by like things like darts, and essentially it has to specifically say that it can be popped by, that it can pop lead balloons. Yeah, in fact, see, hydro-octopods does in fact say that it can pop all balloon types. And then white balloons cannot be frozen. There are also zebra balloons, which is a mixture of black and... we will go ahead and focus down. We'll also go ahead and use Etienne's level 3 ability, which allows him to call upon a bunch of miniature drones. We'll go ahead and buy that since it's only 36. Okay, well, welcome back. I thought I had unpaused the recording, but apparently I did not. So we are on round 53 now. But as I was saying before I realized that I was paused still, it is highly likely that I'm going to either cut this video up or cut it down a lot, like cut it up into multiple parts, or just cut it down into a single video, because block bordering any map can take quite a long time. And so, I mean, I don't want this to be like my first video to be like a 40-minute video, so, although I don't really want it to be a two-parter either, so maybe I bit off a bit more than I can chew. Not entirely sure, but we will see. I think we're then going to go ahead and place down another ace. If you can't tell, ace is kind of my favorite. My favorite tower. Man, brain completely went blank there. That's okay. I mean, it is just such a really cool tower, and as you can see, we're coming up on round 60. So what Operation Dartstorm does is, I mean, really I'm using it for its previous one, Fighter Plane, which launches anti-Moab missiles to kind of help us deal with these mobs a bit faster. And then, honestly, I guess we could just get another... We can just go for a top path and just kind of place that. Oh, and we already won. So, with that, nope. There we go. We can go ahead and move on to, let's go ahead and do reverse first. And let us start with, so reverse is the obviously in the opposite direction. Actually, I'm going to back out. I'm going to pick a different hero. So let us change hero. Let's go for my favorite hero, Azili. So we will then go ahead and pop back into reverse. And because the map is in fact reversed, we will go ahead and use a sub. Go ahead and grab that as well as twin guns. And this will set up nicely into a plutonium reactor. So obviously you guys have seen kind of early starts now, at least what I do for early starts. So I think I will go ahead and pop back in on probably around 24-ish when our first camo arrives, or maybe even 28 when we have lead. I will see you then. Okay. Welcome back, everybody. We are now on round 25. The camo balloon was very easily eaten, and as you can see, a lot of these rounds are going really fast. We did manage to get our plutonium reactor with airburst darts, which will, I don't know if it actually improves the damage of plutonium reactor, but I think it does increase the speed at which it actually damages them. So that's really nice. So now any balloons that come into range of the plutonium reactor will immediately start being popped, as well as be decamoed. Which, of course, I mean, Azili already pops both. Can already see camos and can pop leads. So it's not like we super needed that, but that is alright. Next, we are going to, instead of going bottom path, we're actually going to go top path for the Ring of Fire, as well as the more and even more, just for the bonus damage. If I was going to go for Inferno Ring, I probably would have gone middle, because I think it gives +1 pierce to the meteor, which would allow it to hit an additional time, which, since the meteor does like 500 damage, that is super nice. However, I don't suspect we will actually be able to, by round 60, get Inferno Ring, and even if we did, I don't think it's absolutely necessary that we get that bonus pierce. So, and then just like before, I think we're going to go ahead and get top middle, so a 250, as in 2 tiers in the top, 5 tiers in the middle, and 0 tiers in the bottom. Just for those who are unaware of the naming scheme. But yeah, I think we will probably check back in when the Moab shows up, watch it get absolutely obliterated, and then probably we'll check back in closer to round 60. So I will see you then. Okay, we are here right before round 40. I went ahead and stopped it on round 40 so that we can go ahead and make sure that we have this, because otherwise we actually, I don't believe, can pop the Moab. So Azili is really good at, oh, yeah, look at that. Azili is absolutely fantastic at destroying Moab class plans, thanks to her level 8, where she deals far more damage to Moab class plans. As a matter of fact, even her level 10 ability allows her to prevent any children balloon from spawning out of Moabs. So she becomes, she's really more of a late game hero, but she's my favorite hero, so I tend to use her whenever. Mostly just because she struggles against like general balloons, but absolutely dominates Moabs. So yeah, I think we will probably check back in on like round 58, maybe 59. Since you guys have already seen through round 64. So yeah, I'll see you all then. Hey guys, welcome back. We are on 57, getting really close to that round 60. I'm trying to save up for Energizer. Not that we really need it, but it's just kind of fun. It'll help reduce cooldowns, which obviously, as you can see, We do have 4 down there, even though 2 of which really isn't going to be used. Honestly, I don't really need any of them, probably, but we did in fact get Energizer. And what's also cool is it helps, as you can see right there, it helps decrease or increase how fast heroes gain XP. So let's go ahead and do a Moab Axe as well as the Glue Swarm. And as you can see, spawn no children thanks to good old Moab Axe. So next up is actually our first difficult, at least semi-difficult game mode in the form of Apocalypse. As you'll see, we'll get a nice warning that pops up, and so I'm actually going to have to think really quickly because there is no stopping between rounds, and you also get no income at the end of each round. So it makes this quite difficult, which is why we are going to go ahead and start off with a good old Druid, starting off with Thornstorm. So the nice thing about the Druid is since he starts off by throwing 5 projectiles at the start of the game, that means he can do up to 5 damage to 1 balloon or 1 damage to 5 balloons, or anywhere between that kind of range. Make him fantastic, but of course we instantly got him Thornstorm, so now he throws 8, making him a fantastic damage option. And also, I think the first thing we're going to rush is to go ahead and get that Druid of the Jungle, so we can spawn a vine that attacks anywhere on the map, which is super incredibly handy. Now, of course, we are already leaking, which is not fun, so we'll go ahead and do a little bit of micro, start having him go on last, just try to get some better targeting going here. Yeah, we let a couple balloons slip by, but it's not that bad. If we go ahead and go for strong, so we just target those tougher balloons. Doing a fairly decent job. I do think actually the skull is eating up some of his projectiles, which is kind of unfortunate. Yikes, he's being pierce capped. Let's go ahead and give him hard thorns. That way each projectile now has 2 pierce, allowing him to just be able to pop more balloons. Let's go ahead and grab part of oak really quickly, so that all regrows are now turned into, oh whoops, I should put that back on strong, so that all regrows are just turned back into normal balloons. And then, oh whoops, I didn't even place like the free glue gunner. Well, that's unfortunate. I'm just giving bigger globs. Since it's a very cheap upgrade and shouldn't deter very much from our Druid of the Jungle, but should help just kind of keep balloons nice and slowed down for us. Now, obviously, we could get a Zeely, but I do think Druid of the Jungle will just be better in the long run, because it will be able to just pop a lot more of these balloons that we're struggling to. Yikes. Man, we are leaking a lot of balloons. There we go, but now we have Druid of the Jungle, so as you can see, he is now able to grab balloons and then leaves a bit of vines on the track. Oh, we have no camera detection. That is fine. We'll leak 1 camera balloon, and then we should, okay, 2 camera balloons. No, actually a lot of camera balloons. Okay, yeah, we're leaking a lot, but luckily, oh, no, we're gonna have to come up with a solution. Okay, let's go ahead and get that ninja. Let's do him back here. Oh, that's unfortunate. I don't have any money. Oof, Bradley gonna die. Yeah, so that's kind of the problem with the Druid of the Jungle, is the fact that no camera detection for him. But looks like we are able to clean up quite nicely. So let us go ahead and get Azalea down. Not that really. Actually, we are going to lose here.
This journey must not end.
Yeah, let's go ahead and restart. I don't. Indecisiveness is kind of killing me here. I mean, literally killing me. Yeah, I will be back whenever I actually decide what I want to do, rather than constantly just losing. Alrighty, welcome back. Man, I had to cut out quite a lot of that. So it seems that we have finally managed to get kind of around where I think we were. Around 30, obviously doing way better, 107 lives.
Yes.
Using, we have Zeely, a attack shooter, which is what I actually started with, as well as my free dart monkey. Getting this immediately to a 102, and then obviously the 000 dart monkey, and then getting this to a 202, and then starting, and then 020 for the dart monkey. Oh. As a matter of fact, let's go ahead and grab overdrive while we are here. And then just kind of upgrading from there, dropping a Zeely whenever I felt comfortable, and then I dropped the sub to help with camos. And also this is going to be our Moab popping power. Moab popping power. Although I should probably, yeah. Let's go ahead and get another sub down with advanced intel, which allows the sub to target any balloon that is in the range of another tower. And then this one, we will go ahead and go heat tipped. And then we'll go the ballistic missile route. So spike factories are actually really good in Apocalypse because of the fact that they're normal. I'll actually go ahead and do that. They're normal. Normally, after each round, all spike piles would just disappear. However, because Apocalypse just continuously keeps moving one round into another, they don't actually disappear like this because I guess it would just completely make them like really bad. So instead, they decided to make them really good because they now just naturally decay. I think like they would in a normal match, but that's the only timer that they're under. And because rounds will just play even if you haven't completed the previous round, as in like popped all the previous balloons. That makes our smart spikes upgrade, as well as the long reach, which has the spike piles last a bit longer, become really good because since rounds are constantly playing, we are constantly throwing down spikes at a faster rate, and they are lasting for longer. Essentially, this is actually the spike factory that you would see in Balloon Tower Defense battles too. Which I don't typically play, but I am at least aware that that is a strategy, and there we go. We have now beaten Apocalypse. So, being that this video is running kind of long, and I suspect even by cutting it down, it will still be kind of long. Unfortunately, my first ever video is going to have to be a two-parter. So, if you are interested in seeing a part 2, please go ahead and drop that like. Consider subscribing. Content can only get better from here. So, and if you have any other games that you would like to see me play, go ahead and drop a recommendation down in the comments. And I hope you all have a very wonderful day. Thank you.